God really exists or not. Whether God had created us or we have been evolved. If we have been evolved, then definitely, my friends, there is no question of God. There is no question of God resurrecting us. There is no question of heaven and hell. Evolutionists teach men that they have been evolved from animals, and life begins with birth, and they live for a few decades and die. And all others as well as themselves are buried under the earth, where the bodies rot and decay and their existence ends forever. The people who believe so think that they will not be resurrected and they will not be held accountable for their deeds. According to them, they do not believe that they have to face a torment of hellfire eternally. For them, God, resurrection, heaven and hell are just imaginary stories found in religious texts. So why should they sacrifice for others? Why should they help others? Why should they refrain from committing sins? Why should they not cheat their fellow beings for personal gains? Why should they not exploit nature for temporary comforts? Why should they think about generations who are to be born? Evolutionists say that millions of years back, when an explosion occurred, an amino acid came into existence by chance. This amino acid remained there without being destroyed for millions of years. By passage of time, large number of amino acids came into existence in a similar manner, and at a particular point of time they joined together to form a protein molecule. This protein molecule remained there for millions of years without being destroyed. By passage of time, large number of protein molecules were formed. And at a particular point of time, they joined together to form a cell. This monocellular being, after a number of years, millions of years, became multiplied, and later they became multicellular beings and ultimately human beings. Rationality means to think in a rational manner. How can the very same person who admits that an explosion in a printing press cannot create even a third-rate novel? A monkey playing on the keyboard of a computer for days, months and years cannot create a third-rate poem? Or a stroke of lightning in an iron and steel yard cannot produce even the simplest of machine argue that human life came into existence by chance? How can the very same person who admits that a mountain exposed to rain, thunder, lightning, snowfall for millions of years does not turn itself into a statue? A nuclear explosion can only annihilate, not create life. Earthquakes can only destroy, not build cities. Argue that human beings possessing the most intricate and complex faculty to think, hear and see, with complex systems like digestion, circulation, respiration, with all possible movements of hands, legs, neck and hip emerged in a freak accident? How can the very same person who admits that our human brain is more complex than the most modern computer, human eyes are more complex than the most modern camera, the movements of human hands and limbs are more complex than the most modern robot, argue that we came into existence by chance? How can the very same person who admits that a computer, camera, robot, etc. are the result and culmination of deliberate and concrete actions of generations argue that we came into existence by chance, our heart, lungs, liver, kidney, etc.? I will tell you a story. If you can accept this story, you can accept evolution theory. The story is like this. Millions of years back, when an explosion occurred, a brick came into existence by chance. This brick remained there without being destroyed for millions of years. Then another brick came into existence by chance. By passage of time, large number of bricks came into existence by chance, and one brick jumped over another brick, and in a continuous process, a structure of a building itself came into existence by chance. The iron ore under earth turned into iron rod. Sand and chemicals turned into cement, and a roof came into existence by chance. Electrical, sanitary, and other facilities and systems came into existence and they got fitted at the right place. The story does not end here. You have to believe that a whole city came into existence by chance. The buildings, power stations, drainage system, transportation and other infrastructure came into existence by chance. And if you cannot believe and accept this story, you cannot accept an evolution theory, because a cell is more complex than a city. It contains a large number of buildings which we call protein molecule, and inside a protein molecule there are a number of rooms we call amino acids, and there are factories producing enzymes, power stations producing energy, transportation system and drainage system. Even in this modern age, scientists have miserably failed to prove that a cell will come into existence by chance. Forget about a cell. The scientists have miserably failed to prove that a protein molecule will come into existence by chance. They have also failed to prove that even an amino acid will come into existence by chance. The much publicized Miller and Fox experiments are admitted to be unrealistic, and they do not prove that life will come into existence by chance. The second law of thermodynamics, which is one of the basic principles of physics, proves beyond doubt the existence of a creator. The second law of thermodynamics teaches us that if we leave a thing unattended, it gets disintegrated. For example, if we park our car in the garage for 1 year without using it, and after 1 year, if we open the gates of the garage, we can find that there will not be pressure in the tire, there will not be charge in the battery, and with the turn of the key, the car will not start. On the contrary, if you find that there is pressure in the tire, charge in the battery, and with the turn of the key, the car starts, immediately you will come to know that in your absence, somebody was using your car. In 1989, there was a big air show in Berlin. About 10 the airplanes undertook an aerobatic exercise, creating a heart, and one plane has to pass through it. This aerobatic exercise was preceded by prolonged research and rehearsals. But due to miscalculation, these planes collided against each another and about 400 spectators died. Now come to the universe. There are billions of galaxies, and in each galaxy there are billions of stars and billions of planets, and they travel in incredible speed in the orbit assigned to each. So second law of thermodynamics proves beyond doubt, for such a phenomenon to come into existence and continue, there has to be a creator, not only to create it, but also to sustain it. Only such a creator can understand our strengths and weaknesses, our motives and intentions, and our likes and dislikes. Only such a creator can teach us the eternal principles of moral law, guide us the righteous deeds which we have to do and sins we should abstain from. Only such a creator can resurrect us after we have become dust in our graves. Only such a creator is worthy of worship, and not non-living beings like idols and graves, or human beings, dead or alive, who cannot understand us, who cannot resurrect us after we have become dust in our graves. The glorious Quran explains us who that creator is in chapter 112.